Today's video is going to be extra Grinchy. Hi everyone, my name is Shannon. I have a special guest with me here today, the Grinch himself. We want to welcome you here to Whoville. Well, no, not really. Actually, welcome to my channel, The Daily DIYer. You guys, I couldn't be more excited about today's video. Not only is this video extra Grinchy, lots and lots of Grinchy projects we're gonna make today, but our whole house kind of turned into a Grinchy wonderland, as you can see behind me, and also the outside too. So I'm gonna share with you some of the projects that we did to create this, and we're gonna do it on a budget. So let's go ahead and dash right into the very first Grinchy project. And to help keep this budget friendly, we're gonna be grabbing a lot of the supplies we're gonna use today from the Dollar Tree. I also want to give you a quick look at our Christmas tree that kind of kicked off this whole theme for our family this year and likely many years to come. I also brought out my faux mantle. I do have a tutorial on this. You can create it for only about $25. And you can also even maybe make it out of foam board if you wanted to, but you can see we have like a white on white going on, and I wanted to add something to the back side there. Dollar Tree has these great faux brick kind of removable wallpaper stickers, so I grabbed a couple pieces of foam board from Dollar Tree too, and we're gonna make a background for this mantle that is also going to get a Grinchy makeover. So I needed to kind of make these poster boards or foam boards into one piece. So to do that, I have two paint stir sticks that I'm hot gluing to the back, and then also taking some white duct tape that's also from Dollar Tree and putting that over the top. That'll just extra secure this. That way when we do this twice all the way across that seam, we'll have a nice big one piece of foam board that'll be nice and rigid for us to apply those stickers onto. So we're gonna flip this over so we have that flat side to work on, and we're gonna apply these stickers, of course, one at a time, and that very first one is gonna be the most important of all. You wanna make sure that one is as level as you can get it, nice and straight, because the rest of them are gonna play off of that one. Another tip is to make sure that your seams are super tight and close to each other. That'll give you that seamless look, and it'll look much more realistic. Just make sure that you are lining up the patterns that flow on those stickers. My foam board was not quite long enough for me to cover up that whole bottom area, so I did have to sort of come up with a solution instead of just adding like another inch or inch and a half to the bottom to cover it up with more foam board, because I just didn't feel like that was necessary. So I just hung that excess off the end, flipped it over, put the cover back on the sticky part, and made sure it fit and kind of hugged around the poster board. And then when I put it in place, I just folded it so it kind of hung down and closed that gap. And now we're going to install that panel onto the back side of the mantle just using a staple gun. This is a pretty neat tool that is new to me, and I'm loving it. It is a battery powered staple gun, so it doesn't hurt your hand. It can also shoot brad nails, so if you're a little bit worried about using power tools, to be a great thing you can keep around the house. It just recharges with a USB port even, and I will make sure to link it down below. I just found it on Amazon, loving it. Maybe something cool to add onto your Santa wish list this year. So I just stapled that all the way down, and then my mantle was ready to go, except we need to Grinchify it. You guys know I love a good before and after, so just to show you the difference of adding this small little detail to the inside of the mantle, you can see now it stands out much more. Looks a little bit more realistic, even though it's in front of our pocket doors. It kind of sets it apart from the pocket doors a little bit. We're gonna add some of those Grinchy accessories to these, even a big sign, which I think kind of helps hide those doors. The stockings are from Walmart. Everything else is from Hobby Lobby except my little countdown to Christmas sign, which is from Target, and I'll try to link as much as I can down in the description box below. So I'm loving the way this turned out. The fireplace has such a presence now with the Christmas tree. It kind of gives it all such a nice effect. And the brick was such a bargain. It cost $10 to add that little element, whereas I was actually thinking about buying that faux brick paneling from the hardware store, which is upwards of $30 or more, and then you still kind of have to do some work to it to make it look more realistic. So this was a much more quick and also more affordable option. I thought I'd also take you outside to the front of our home on our porch. I also just decked this all out. Now, a lot of this stuff is from Amazon or from Hobby Lobby, but you will see these little snowflakes. Do those look familiar? Those are actually Dollar Tree ornaments. So I did use a little bit of Dollar Tree in this garland. Love the pops of white with the red and green. The wreath on the front door is actually one of our craft night projects, and I will tell you all about how you can also become a member and join me for live craft nights here in just a little bit. But here's also a outside look of our front yard and porch, all Grinchified. So if you don't get enough Grinch on the outside and you walk in, you'll get even more Grinch. You can even see the she shed back there in the back, all decked out for Christmas too. This just makes our heart happy, and I've even had friends drive by and say how much it makes them smile. So if I can be passing along extra smiles, that makes my heart happy this holiday season too. Now, our next craft night is actually going to be a ugly sweater theme. We're not doing a craft as ugly sweater, but we're gonna wear ugly sweaters in the virtual craft night. So of course, I'm headed into Dollar Tree. I grabbed a Dollar Tree t-shirt, some tinsely garland, and found this microfiber hair wrap in a Grinchy color. So we're gonna be using that to make a Grinch ugly sweater slash t-shirt. Now, they only had a black t-shirt in an extra large, so I tied up a knot in the front to kind of bring it down in size for me, but it's actually going to work well because I can also layer this over a sweatshirt. So this is garland that had little elves on it, and I didn't need the elves, I just needed the green, so I pulled all those elves off there and used some fabric hot glue to apply all of my accessories onto this t-shirt. I ran that garland around the bottom edge and around the neck collar. And this head wrap is going to become our Grinchy hand. You can see it actually kind of has a fuzzy look to it too. And what I ended up doing is using the paper that came out of the packaging as a template, so I could kind of draw my own hand onto the paper, traced around it, kind of made it look like I was holding an ornament, because I also want to add an ornament hanging off of a Grinchy hand here. So cut that out, and then I added that template onto the head wrap, made my fingers a little bit longer and Grinchier, and then just came in with some hot glue and attached it onto the front of the shirt. So not quite done yet. We're going to take another t-shirt from Dollar Tree, a red one, to create the Santa coat. And for his furry cuff, this is actually a mop head for the Dollar Tree interchangeable mops, and we're going to hot glue that on. Then I also have some ornaments from Dollar Tree. Picked a red one here and used some string to just sew that onto the shirt so it would hang down and kind of have some movement. So here is the finished shirt with my little Grinchy hand and the tinsel garland kind of wrapped around it. I think this would be so fun for a ugly sweater party, or something fun to wear to work, or if you have some photo shoots you want to look cute in. I think it's so funny, and it's going to work great for our next craft night. Like I said, it's going to be an ugly sweater themed craft night, but we're going to do a winter style craft in December, and I'm so excited about it. If you would like to join our membership community, you can go to the homepage and click that membership tab at the top. That'll take you to a page that will show you all the perks, where you get not just the live craft night, but you also get a badge next to your name, so I'll notice that when you leave comments. You'll also get custom emojis that you can use in comments and at craft nights. You'll get access to exclusive downloads and also merchandise discounts, which is soon to come, just so you know. And you'll see those members only posts here in the community tab. And these are just some of those wreaths that some of the members made, and I decided to share over there with everyone. And this is what it will look like when it is craft night time. I post a link 15 minutes before the live craft night starts, where you will join and you'll be brought into a countdown until the live craft night starts. And once it starts, there is a chat room, and you'll get to chat with all the members. You'll get to chat with me, ask questions, have fun. We laugh, obviously. We had Mr. Grinch this month at our craft night, so that was super fun. And we actually crafted a wreath, which is the one that you saw on the front door. I would love to have you join me at my next live craft night and join our creative community of friends there. Again, you can go to the homepage and click that membership tab, or under every single one of my videos, there is a blue join button that you can click to. And if you have any questions at all, you can email me at thedailydiyer@gmail.com. And these next 3 projects actually have 3 free printables for you, which I'll link down below. This very first one, you're going to want to grab one of these cans of room spray from Dollar Tree. And this is the first printable. It is a stink, stink, stunk label for our spray can. So I'm just using a paper trimmer. You can use scissors too, to just cut down the label to size. And I'm using some tape adhesive. It's actually just a tape runner. I'll link it down below if you want to try one of them out. They're great for scrapbooking too. But it's easy to add on the back of paper, so that way you can wrap this then around your can. Fun thing to give as a gift, put in your bathroom, or even ward off creepy Grinch guys that might be in your house. And we're also going to make some Who hash. So grab a can out of the recycling or from Dollar Tree. This is the printable for our Who hash. You just cut it down to size just the same way you did with the last one. Add some adhesive onto the back and wrap it around your Who hash can. I feel like this would be really cute too if you used an empty can that you had cleaned out and used it on your desk for pens or something like that, or even used it to put greenery in or a miniature Christmas tree in. So get creative with this craft, because the Grinch could just come and steal it away. The next one is another free printable. It's just the iconic quote of the Grinch. And unfortunately, Dollar Tree right now hasn't had the best picture frames on hand. But this one that I found at IKEA was actually only 49 cents, so cheaper. But if you have a frame, maybe you already even have on hand, I created a free 5x7 printable that you can just insert into a blank frame, or you can dress up a frame. You could put it on a canvas and Mod Podge it. Again, this is free for you guys to use however you want to create with, or you can keep it really simple like I did and just put it in a simple frame and used it with our living room Christmas decor. Now we're going to do an incredibly fun project with these candy canes. Now this is something even kids can do, but definitely supervision. Also be cautious as an adult too, because we're going to be working with heat there. We're going to bend our candy canes into more Grinchy shape. So what you'll do is you'll set your oven to 250 degrees. Put your candy canes on a sprayed, nonstick sprayed baking sheet. Once your oven has come to temperature, you'll put your candy canes into the oven and let those start to sort of melt a little bit for only about 2 minutes. It's just gonna soften them, it doesn't really melt them. And then you're gonna work one at a time, very carefully, very gently, and very slowly, just extra coiling your candy canes so they look more Grinchy. Be very careful though, you don't wanna get burnt, so you can wear gloves if you're worried about that. But they really don't get too hot, they're just warm. But again, use caution, be careful. We don't want anybody getting hurt from this, but really with them only being in a warm oven for a short amount of time, they should be okay. Mine weren't bad at all. Just be careful, you wanna work in small batches, like of 6. That way they don't cool off before you can get to bending them, and go slow, otherwise they will just crack and break. But these are so fun, so colorful, and now even extra Grinchy. Then I came across these green plastic tumblers at Dollar Tree. They were just screaming Grinch to me, so I decided to grab one of those and add a Grinchy decal onto the front. I found these designs on Etsy. I will link them down below. There was one that said Grinchmas Blend. I could not resist. So I cut out some white vinyl and weeded that out. And this is a light pad, if you're wondering. I'll link it down below too. It's another one of my fun new things that kind of helps with the weeding process, especially when you're doing white. I don't know what it is about white vinyl, but it just can be really tricky to weed, and this has helped a lot. And if you don't have a vinyl machine, hit up Etsy and see if you can find a pre-made decal if you want to recreate a cup like this. Once I had it all weeded, I just added my decal right onto the front of the cup and had a Grinchy new cup to use my coffee in the morning or even my cold tea in the afternoon. Such a cute little thing. You could even give this as a gift, fill it with a gift card, fill it with some goodies, and makes a sweet little gift. And I happen to know that this Grinch right here loves coffee because that is my hubby in there. That is just wonderful, and I just want to thank him so much for helping me with this video. So leave him some love down in the comments below. How awesome is he? We're also going to make another amazing Grinch project. This is a silhouette that I printed off Google. I just Googled Grinch silhouette. I do have a projector for this project, but don't feel like you need one. You can freehand this too. I did actually use this in a recent Dollar Tree hack video, so I'll link that video down below too. So it does come in handy, again, if you're needing another item to add to your craft stash. A projector is a fun one. You'll also need some black poster board from Dollar Tree. I'm going to show you how to use this projector. I just set up something like you need a box, or I have a bench here, and you're going to put your silhouette underneath the projector and move the projector back and forth so that you get the size of shadow that you're wanting for your silhouette. Then you'll tape your poster board onto the wall right where that silhouette is on the wall. And what we're going to do is we're going to come in with a pencil and trace out the silhouette. So it might have been a little bit hard to see with just the shadow, but now you can see our silhouette taking shape after we added the pencil lines. And then what you'll do is you will just very carefully go around all of those lines with a regular pair of scissors and cut it out. And here you can see my window actually has panes of glass in it. So I wasn't able to just tape this straight onto the glass, but don't let that stop you. You can still get around obstacles like this. Just do a little bit more trimming, cut out where they kind of would be sitting on the panes, and then cut those parts out and tape in the actual silhouette parts one by one, and you will still get that really cool effect at night. And I will show you that once this whole Grinch is attached onto the window. So here's from the inside, and then here's the cool effect you get from the outside. I think this is such a really neat effect and decorative piece that you can create for only a couple dollars, basically just with some poster board, which I think is only about 79 cents at Dollar Tree. So really for less than $2, you can recreate this too. Now we're going to make a Grinch style gnome with some green yarn from Dollar Tree. I'm just wrapping this around a Dollar Tree cutting mat and tying off one end and snipping the ends of the other side, and that'll give us our Grinchy fur. We're going to do that 2 times and attach it onto a small sized styrofoam cone. But you can also even just wrap up some cardstock into a cone shape and do that instead too. Use whatever you have on hand, just hot gluing that yarn around to cover the cone. Here is another Dollar Tree t-shirt. We're going to use this to make a hat. Grab t-shirts from Dollar Tree. I'm telling you, this stuff is the most inexpensive fabric that comes in handy so much. So I try to grab one of every color. We're gonna make a red Santa hat, so red works for this one. I just cut out 2 long skinny triangles, and we're gonna glue up the sides so we can kind of seam this, and we'll flip it inside out or really right side out. If you wanna sew this up, you absolutely can do that too. We're also going to add some stuffing to the inside of the hat to give it a little bit more life, but I'm not putting it all the way to the end, so that way the end can kind of flop over and not look so pointy straight up and down. And now you can go ahead and hot glue your hat onto the yarn and onto the cone to give your Grinch his Santa hat. And we're also going to need to create a nose for our gnome. So I grabbed out a wood bead and some green paint and painted my Grinchy nose green. And then just like in our ugly Christmas sweater, I'm using that mop head fuzzy white furry stuff to create the brim of the hat. And I also twisted a little bit up to create a ball for the end of the hat too. And then once that bead was dry, I tucked that up underneath the hat and into the yarn to make the Grinch nose. I feel like he is just so cute, whether sitting on a shelf, in an entryway, on a console table. He'd also be so, so cute in a tiered tray too. But if you love gnomes, and you definitely want to head over to my other channel, the Cozy Christmas Cottage, where I have a video with nothing but gnome crafts in it. I'll make sure to link that down below so you can check that out next. Here we go again. Here is another Dollar Tree t-shirt. You guys, I'm telling you, this is like the hidden gem at Dollar Tree. I thought we'd also create a cute little t-shirt for my son. He loves the Grinch too, but this would be cute for an adult as well if you can find a larger size. This is HTV, or heat transfer vinyl, that I cut out with my vinyl machine. Again, this is a design that I found on Etsy. If I can find it again, I will link it down below for you. And this is going to be in 2 colors. We're going to apply a black heart design on there first, and then a red in the middle of that, and it's going to look like a little x-ray inside the Grinch's heart, or inside his chest, so that way it looks like his heart is going to grow for Christmas. I am using an easy press for this, but you can also use an iron. Just make sure it is all the way hot and you use a lot of pressure and weight on it. However, a heat press definitely is the way to go to make sure that your designs are permanent. It still works though, and I've done it both ways, and actually have had a big heat press before too, a clamshell one and the swing arm one. But honestly, this guy is so convenient and easy and works just as good as the other ones. So if you're in the market for a heat press, highly recommend this one. I'll link this one down below too. You just want to make sure you flip your item inside out and not just heat press on the top, but also heat press on the underside, and that's what's really going to seal in your heat transfer vinyl. If you don't have a vinyl machine, you don't have a heat press, you can also just use fabric markers or fabric paint and get a similar effect, just one that you would maybe need to freehand unless you can find a stencil. This is an ornament that anyone can make. We're starting with a Dollar Tree clear plastic ornament. We're gonna fill it up with a bunch of pom-pom balls. I actually put different colors of green in there and kind of gave it more of that Grinchy furry effect, so don't feel like you need to have all the same color green. But this is basically going to represent our Grinch fur. Just basically filled it up to the top there, and what we're gonna do is use some red paint to create a free-handed heart right onto the front. Once the paint is dry, you can add the top back onto your ornament, add some fun ribbon, and you take an ornament that only costs $1 to one that is so much more custom and pretty and will look so cute on a Grinch themed Christmas tree. I would love to know which one of these 10 Grinchy projects was your favorite. Leave those down in the comments below. Also, check the description box for links that I mentioned throughout this video, along with other videos I mentioned and more details about the memberships that I would love to have you join and become a part of. And you can also subscribe, because obviously we have fun around here at the Daily DIYer channel. And I want to thank you all so much for joining me today. I hope you have a wonderful holiday season. I'll see you in the next one. Bye everyone.